I am digging my setup, if I may say so. It's currently the beginning of April, and so far this year, I have spent 2 weeks in Australia, campervan in Iceland in winter, doing the entire Ring Road and the Snæfellsnes Nest Peninsula, went snowboarding in France. I think I might have fractured my tailbone because sitting still hurts and it's 2 months ago. Went to Belgium, had a 2-week holiday with my mum in Latvia, fell in love with Estonia, took a day ferry to Helsinki, Finland, went to Lithuania, did a photography experience tour in Iceland, my first one ever, back to Riga, as is currently my base because I'm building an online course. More information on that soon. Spent a week with my family in Poland. 2 days ago, I booked a trip to Bali for 10 days. And after Bali, I predict I'll be solo campervanning the east coast of Australia. It's pretty good. We live in the best time possible for accessibility of the world. Flights are incredibly cheap. There's endless information on how to travel depending on your interest, your budget, and so forth. Perfect photo destinations are revealed to you within one click of an Instagram search. The world is very open, but you're probably sitting on the other side of this video thinking, but how? You're an influencer. It must be super easy for you. I could never do this. Is this even possible? Well, believe it or not, I wasn't always a traveler influencer. I actually started traveling the world by myself, solo, at the age of 18, and basically every single year since I was 18, I've taken 2 to 3 months off, traveled the world. No one paid me for it. I did it out of my own money. So in this video, I'm going to be covering how I used to travel the world before I was an influencer, and then how I get paid as an influencer these days. And on that note, one of the ways that an influencer gets paid is through brand sponsorships. So therefore, I would like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Whether you need a domain, website, or online store, do it with Squarespace. I've been a happy customer of Squarespace for years now. Not only do they have beautiful designer templates, they are also an all-in-one platform. There's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever. Alongside award-winning 24/7 customer service, it's never been easier to keep track of your worldwide adventures. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Sorelle to save 10% off your first purchase of a domain or website. How to travel the world when you are working in probably a crappy job. It is so much easier than you think. It's even easier these days. It was harder when I was doing it. I did this by working incredibly hard for a period of time and then taking huge chunks of time off. I would also save extra money by avoiding buying the latest and greatest things or the fast fashion that I didn't need, or even getting a haircut. Like, I was a tight ass. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be on that plane as soon as possible. And if I had to look bad for a while, I mean, I was working in a bar, so I really didn't mind. Unless you're working for tips, then maybe a haircut is a good idea. Also, because I'm Australian, I had to really commit to travel because taking a 1-week trip as an Australian just didn't make sense because we're very isolated out there. Flights out of Australia are expensive. If you don't live in Australia or in an isolated place, it's probably way easier for you to just take a week here, a week there, because I'd say that cheap flights are very accessible to you. Just go to momondo.com and see where it takes you. Type in your local airport and then to everywhere and see what the cheapest flights come up as. I also ensured that the jobs I was choosing were very easy for me to quit or put on hold for a little while. And these are the jobs that I chose. For the invite. Oh, my pleasure. Enjoy. I was a bartender for quite a long time, and I absolutely love this strategy because it is so easy for you to save a good chunk of money and then go abroad, come back, and then get your job back. 2 notes on that. You have to work extremely hard so that when you come back, it's really easy for your boss to take you back. And if there's a danger that if they might not take you back at that place, make sure you get a reference. Actually, always get a reference because it's always easier for you to get a future job in a different place. When I was bartending, I also started the process of learning how to freelance work. So with my photography, with my videography, pimp out your skills that you have, make that money, honey. Freelance is going to be your best friend. And lastly, this is the greatest thing. When I was bartending, I learned the art of making money online. You are the only one responsible for learning the skill. And honestly, if you are planning on going into a 9-to-5 normal job, try to think differently about that because that is a very old school way of working and you're not a slave, you're a human being. Unless you like your job, then continue on your merry way. And also, these results are mine. This is just examples. I'm not promising anyone anything. Just thought I'd mention. I took the full responsibility of learning how to make money online. I wanted to make sure that I was working on my own terms. If you want to become a lawyer, a doctor, so forth, obviously it's a little bit harder because you're gonna have to have a full-time steady job. But for me, that was not really of interest to me. I just wanted to make sure that I had my own time, I could do whatever I want, whenever I wanted, and I could still be making money even when I was sleeping. This was a very long process for me to master how to make money online, so I'm not even gonna go into it, but start learning now. The sooner the better. Just give it some time. While you're bartending, you can still take time off and still be learning these skills and then perfect it in one day. Even if it takes you to 25 or 30, at least after 30, the world is yours. You never have to get a job again. That's a lot of time that you have to live life exactly how you want to be living. Another way to afford to travel when you're working in a bar, for example, is you go volunteering. When I was 18, When I was 18, I worked as a volunteer in Canada for a year, but I also had to prepay this institution that I was volunteering with $6,000. Luckily, times have changed and now you can just go to these kind of websites and you can have accommodation and everything for free and you don't have to pay a fee. See, this is how much times have changed already. Volunteering is genius because during your free time, make the most of it. Go and take beautiful photos, video yourself in these destinations. If you want to become a travel influencer, talk about the area you are in, talk about your volunteering journey, inspire others to do exactly what you're doing. This is another way of how you can learn to make money online, how to become a public figure. This is all part of the process. Once you're on your adventure, you just have to make sure that the money lasts as long as possible. So I would take 3 months off, but I wasn't living extravagantly at all. I was a minimalist, so I took very little baggage with me, meaning that I also couldn't buy extra things when I was overseas because it wouldn't fit in my bag. Cheap accommodation, cheap transport, cheap food. There are so many hacks to travel cheap. When you're younger, traveling on the cheap is so much fun because it's all about meeting people, exploring. The world is so exciting. Everywhere you look, it's just, it's awesome. So doing travel extremely cheap is not something to shy away from. It's really fun. Now, would I want to stay in hostels all the time and eat 2-minute noodles all the time? No, but that's just because I'm in a different life stage. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like a little bit of luxury, you know what I'm saying? To summarize though, if you're brand new to travel and you don't know how to do this and you want to do this more, it's a skill. I can now almost travel with my eyes closed. It's so second nature to me. But when you're first learning, it is overwhelming and you're gonna get really emotions, scared, everything. Everything's gonna run through your mind. You're gonna think you're not able to do it. It's so much easier than you think. So just start. Secondly, how I make money as an influencer. This is what you can look forward to if you go down the path of becoming an influencer. Brand deals, sell my own trips around the world, like the Iceland trips that I put on, sell courses, ebooks, prints online. I sell mentorship in my area of expertise, sell photography, videography skills. And if you want to get extra insights in how to get paid as an influencer, if you're just starting, here is the video for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, hit subscribe. Hit. Make sure you like, hit the bell, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Peace out.